Welcome, true believers. It is I, Shane, and I'm here to give you another Marvel's What If Episode 6 review and slight recap. Today's episode is What If Killmonger Rescued Tony Stark? And before I get right into that, I'm going to ask you to please give me a like, hit me up with a comment, and please subscribe. It really helps out, and I appreciate every last one of you guys. So, let's get on right on into this. And I have feelings, and you can always tell how I feel based on my intros. Maybe. So, what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna start. We're gonna start with the good, then we'll go to the bad. Now talk about some of the little funny, interesting parts. I will note to you this: the Watcher says a couple of things that are just weird and outright. One is a lie. It's a straight up lie. And I will be spoiling this again. This is a spoiler, and it's kind of some spoilers because some spoilers for maybe future stuff because they have most definitely placed in their trailers. They did I want to say a mid-season trailer. That's the second one behind me there, which if you have eagle eyes, you can see that that's Doctor Strange and Thor, both in different outfits. But we'll get into that in one moment. Um, since this is kind of retelling the beginning of Iron Man 1, we do get to see, Killmonger basically takes the missile that was supposed to blow up and, put the shrapnel in Tony. Took that bad boy, just chucked it, and rescued him. And Tony ended up, befriending him, making him not only his head of security, which was supposed to go to Happy, made him his COO. And if you've seen Black Panther, you know about Killmonger. We know he's a bad guy. Technically, the first sympathetic villain that the MCU had. It started with him, then it went to Thanos, and now the MCU tries to make a lot of its villains sympathetic. I personally, people like it and it's cool. We need to go back to villains being just, some people are just bad, and they just think what they're doing is right. There's no sympathy, like, oh man, the world crushed his cat, and I can understand why he wants to kill it. No, just sometimes bad is bad. Which kind of almost seems like the thing in this one. But Jeff Bridges does not show up. His voice does not show up in this because he's been going through cancer treatments. I actually knew that because I saw the news about him a couple of days ago. The dude is going through cancer treatments. I wish him a speedy recovery. And yeah, what's the good? The good is we get to see Angela Bassett's character, Ramonda, T'Challa's mother. We get to see her fight. She's the general. She is leading the Dora Milaje. I greatly enjoyed seeing that character fight. She's very strong, possibly stronger than Okoye. The other good, Tony is not racist, and I would definitely get into that even further. I know you're probably saying, well, his best friend is black. People can have best friends that are black and still be racist, but there was a line in this that equally helps Tony Stark and equally hurts Killmonger. And the third really good thing, Pepper Potts and Shuri are very smart. And the reason why I put that as a good thing is they didn't change their characters. Their characters in this universe aren't oblivious to anything. As a matter of fact, Pepper was like, I know it's you. Yeah, it's you. And Shuri's like, hey, I got the proof because Tony Stark is smart. He's not the only genius, toot my own horn, but he's smart. It's starting to actually really occur to me as I'm speaking this out loud. Wakandans are pretty much just like they are in the comics. Very boastful. Chadwick Boseman, sorry. T'Challa, played by Chadwick Boseman, is the only one who wasn't a boastful jackass. Like the bad. Let's just go back with Okoye. Okoye sucks in this universe. It's like she did in the zombie one. The whole, American television is the real horror show, and you fucked up and got a lot of people killed. Pardon my language. And this one, she's just like, oh, these drones mean nothing. We can take them out, which they could. They very well could. Probably because Killmonger didn't really try to let the drones kill them, but there you go. If you wonder what I mean by that, apparently Killmonger, him and Tony were getting buddy. And he said, well, back in was he in MIT? No, he wasn't in MIT. Back in his college days or whatever the hell he was in, he had made up a defensive sister called the Liberator. And this is where we get one of my funny tidbit things where Tony's like, man, this thing's kind of, the design choice is real off, and he's what's his name? Killmonger's basically saying, Eric Stevens knows Killmonger's basically like, hey, I like anime, and it's true. Michael B. Jordan loves anime. Killmonger's outfit is Vegeta's armor, and the initial design did look like a Gundam. Funny enough, Tony Stark in here even drops that, yeah, if anything, it'd be just a expensive Gundam that we made first. And I don't know why, for whatever reasons, a lot of their drones have like the single slot for the optical thing. They don't look really cool at all. They look pretty shitty to me. But I digress. Um, Killmonger goes. He one of the egregious things he does is Tony's like, hey, I gotta fix this thing up. But man, if I made a miniature arc reactor, which he didn't make because he didn't get the idea to do it, we can melt it down. But then it's like, oh, vibranium. And of course, Killmonger has his ring that is vibranium from his father. He's like, okay, well, Tony is like, okay, well, we need more vibranium. We'll go to Claw, who obviously has vibranium. We'll work with him and we'll do the mission with Rhodey, and that's the only way they can legally do all this. Even Killmonger as his COO, towing the good lines, like saying, "Oh yeah, I agree, Pepper. I think this is harsh." And, "Oh, buddy boy, you know what? I got a way we can do this." Which, hats off to Pepper, because that's one of the good things she said to Rhodey. Anyone who gets next to Tony, they usually want something. And the thing is, I can't tell what this guy wants. And of course, what we all know what he wants. You watch Black Panther, and he leaks. Him and Claw are working together, so they leak that their vibranium's here. Black Panther shows up. We get the Black Panther, the drum soundtrack, and by using the sonic disruptor weapon, Killmonger not only kills T'Challa. I didn't even know those things had like a missile function, which makes no sense given his suit. I guess this isn't the new suit that Shuri made. I guess it isn't the one that absorbs everything, because he gets shot, he did. And he's telling Rose, he's like, man, you working for our oppressors, bro. We should be fighting against him. Rose trying to say the only way you can make real change is to work in the system and change the system. He kills Rhodey, frames Rhodey for killing T'Challa, and basically frames the Dora Milaje and T'Challa for killing Rhodey. Thing is, Tony Stark is smart. He has Jarvis to unveil all this. Now this is where I'm getting into the bad. Trust me, I'm getting there. So of course T'Challa, of course Killmonger is like, hey, you've never fought before in your life, right? So you expect you gonna call Pepper to kill me? He's like, no, man, I'm gonna use this machine that we both built. And Tony should have never been like, oh yeah, it knows all your moves, because then he switches up his moves and is able to defeat it and stabs Tony with the spear. And Tony, sorry, I got my LaCroix right here. And uh, Tony gets stabbed, and he's like, man, it was supposed to be you and me against the world. You know, they are both orphans, right? They both lost their fathers. And he's like, we're both trying to work through with the memories of our dads, and make them proud. And Killmonger says one of the most egregious things that I would ever believe him as a villain would say, and just a villain would say, period. Because he said he never wanted, he saw Tony, got to see him with all the scars. He's like, each of my scars is a kill. I really didn't want you to be on here. But when Tony says, why couldn't we work together? And he's like, the difference between you and us is because you can't see the difference between you and us. A stab. So you killed Tony Stark because he's not racist? You killed Tony Stark because Tony Stark is not racist. Kill Tony Stark because Tony Stark's not racist. And what kills me is this episode lied on the premise saying that because he was saved, the era of Iron Man never appeared. And, instead of Tony going, we need to change things, I don't want no weapons. He's like, we got to go bigger, badder, harder, stronger, faster. Kanye West song, whatever. That's what he says. And during this part, The Watcher says, yeah, and a supervillain, I'm finding because I wrote this down. And a villain is given a new chance, even though a hero's lost, but a villain is given a new chance. Now you trying to tell me? Are you trying to swerve me? Wink to everybody that watches my Heels review. You trying to swerve me and trying to tell me, oh, by the chance, you mean he's given a better chance at getting revenge for his dad, and then trying to do what he did in the original Black Panther? Like Killmonger seems just scummy in here. Like he says and does just a bunch of scummy shit, and it is ridiculous. Sorry for cursing, but man, man, he's not sympathetic. I don't feel, he doesn't have the cool speeches that he had in Black Panther, like in the when he was in London getting the mask, when he said to the curator, you all stole our culture, you took everything. I'm just taking back what's ours. He had lines in that movie that were great. Yeah, I get it. Who cares about him killing Claw? He kills Claw in this to get so close to the Wakandans anyway. That's always on the table. He was never not going to kill Claw. I get it. He killed his. I guess you can call her his girlfriend. He killed her. I get that. You probably say, "Oh man, he backstabbed her. She's just an ends to a means to an end." Of course, yes, but you can sense, you can feel the noble, the good intentions behind his actions, saying, I want to free my people and everything. And this is just no, it's just a revenge thing. He's just weaving a revenge plot and just tricking people along the way. This is just normal villain stuff. This isn't a sympathetic villain like they've started him with. It's just, yeah, people gonna be happy. It's Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, yay! What? Michael B. Jordan's in a lot of great stuff. You can watch him be amazing in so many other things. This is not really one of them, in my opinion. Oof. Just oof. Um, Looking at this, and one of the things that I find interesting is that he T'Chaka didn't die, y'all. T'Chaka's still alive. So T'Chaka makes him the next Black Panther. So in the he's in the Panther Tree verse, and and here's the crazy part: he knows that he's cousins with T'Challa. He even says like, "Yo, cousin," and kills him. Blah blah blah. And here, T'Challa's like, "Yo, was that all worth it? Yeah, it was worth it. Yeah, well, the way you got your power, bro, you trying to stop suffering by causing more suffering. I'm just gonna let you know you're gonna fall. You're gonna fall super hard." My thing is, y'all a bunch of spectral ghost panthers, and his soul is in there. All y'all ghost panthers couldn't just dump him and eat his soul? Isn't that part of the process? The process is supposed to be his body's supposed to accept it, and then you all are supposed to accept him spiritually or something like that. Isn't that what goes on? That didn't go on. That didn't happen. You could have just ghost panthered his ass. End the episode. Done. It would have been funny. Oh, one thing I didn't mention last time. The Watcher made last episode hard for me to watch too, because when Zombie Janet bit Zombie Hank, he went oof. So last episode he goes oof. This episode he swerves and lies, says the villain's given a new chance. Is he Jeffrey Wright? Was he given a new chance? He says another stupid thing: the heroes live on forever, and they also live on in the people who they inspire. No, that line is dumb. Whoever wrote that was a horrible line. You should say heroes never truly die. They live on in the hearts of the people they inspire, and then the ones that they inspire, and so on and so forth. Dumb lines delivered by such a great actor. Who wrote that? Who wrote that? I know who wrote this. It's Brian Andrews, but ugh. Also, now this is a nitpick. Michael B. Jordan is an amazing speaker. He's an amazing actor. When he said Wakanda Forever 3 times, each of them sound weak. Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever. There was no heart in any of that. I would have picked up on that. I give him credit because you can see where he's going with these seeds of discourse. He saves Okoye because Okoye in every other universe but the main universe is an idiot. So So she's gonna be like, he saved me, so I'm on his side. That's gonna be super obvious. Okoye is also stubborn. She always does things according to the law and according to the throne. But I believe in this one. She's gonna be like, he saved me. You know, it's good, bro. Joke, joke, joke. Sure. Um, Let me go ahead and just talk about the teasers now. And what I mean by teasers is not just that thing. When the trailers, and I think now to drum up to get more people to watch, they put that post like Killmonger's in the next one. Please watch it, please. They put they little teasers, the video ones. They use the TVA screen from Loki. That's said, oh, Tony Stark gets ambushed in Afghanistan, blah 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 blah. It gets deleted away and says Killmonger saves Tony Stark. If you are on social media and you can watch these trailers, you are able to see that just like we talked about many months ago, this is spinning off of what happened in Loki. And they are definitely saying that, yay, hey, this is definitely tied to the bigger universe. They also had a mid season trailer that not only showed the stuff that we've already seen, it's showing flashes of things. I know for a fact, and that's one of the bad things of this episode. It is an obvious setup to a part two. Pardon me, is an obvious setup to a part two. Um, and the other obvious setup that I would have said might have been the zombies. It's been reported they want to do a live action of that, which I'm all for. I'm cool with live action zombies. I hope they show more Spider-Man in a cape. Please do that more. But this was the more obvious one. The most obvious one was the one where Hank Pym's goofy ass kills everybody that was in the Avengers Initiative and the Asgardians take over. So Asgardian take over and Killmonger take over have obvious part twos. And that's okay. I mean, it's okay for them to have part two. It's so obvious. That's kind of painful. I don't know. That's just an observation I made. It's not really a nitpick. Um, my nitpick about his Wakanda Forever. That's truly a nitpick. But yeah, the teasers for this are very intricate. The mid season trailer, it's showing scenes of things that are gonna happen. We do finally get to see a part in the trailer where it's showing like the Avengers in the first Avengers movie, the spin, looking at all of them. That's gonna be redone, but with another group of Avengers. I'm being honest. I'm patiently waiting to see Captain Carter and Star Lord T'Challa again. And I guess I can add a good thing to the series overall. They've given us a ton of Chadwick. Like, there's only been 2 episodes that didn't have Chadwick in them. Everything else has him, and it's it's interesting that they didn't know that he wasn't long for this world, and we're just getting a ton of them. They knew how special that actor was and what he brought to the table. But you can also tell what who is going to be in these, not just because of the credits, giving you voice line, telling who's doing their voice credits and things like that. But if you pay attention in the openings, Thor's outfit changes. He's going to stick around whenever he shows up. Matter of fact, that's him with Strange. I'm pretty sure that's evil Doctor Strange. Pretty sure it is. Iron Man's suit actually changes. Now, I don't know if it changes because of this or if it changes because of another what if. And we already saw Doctor Strange's suit change. But Carol Danvers does show up. So, and that's in the opening scroll. Scroll, not scroll. So maybe she's gonna have a big part in freeing the world from from Loki's Asgardian rule. Kanye shrug. Who knows? I'm waiting for the inevitable. And this isn't, a lot of the titles and what's going to happen have kind of been spoiled for me. I'm okay with that. I'm not too upset with that. It doesn't tell me exactly what's going to happen because this is what if anything can happen. The one thing I'm just waiting and looking forward to, I'm looking forward to all of these, so far 6 different universes. I'm looking forward to all those threads connecting that are going to eventually lead into Spider-Man stuff and multiverse madness. I'm patiently waiting for all that. All of this to say, I'm gonna wait on that. I'll give you some more good. Happy punched out Obadiah Stane. That's a good thing. Um, who knows? Maybe the Iron Man I saw was actually Pepper Potts getting into a suit. Who knows? I just what's leading me. What go back to what I said was this leads me to want to call. I really want to call this a two because of the characterization of Killmonger. Tony's characterization was spot on, even though the only ones who didn't do their voices is of course Gwyneth Paltrow. She won't be bothered for this. Um, Robert Downey Jr. Why would he return? You guys killed him off. I already told you about Jeff Bridges. And Letitia Wright did not show back up for Shuri. Hmm, that's interesting. They got Angela Bassett and I'm just gonna look his name real quick. They got Angela Bassett and Denai Guerrera, and they even got the guy who plays T'Chaka back. Another interesting thing I wish I needed to write down. There was no Zuri, no Nakia, and Zuri. Remember, Zuri is the one who Killmonger kills him because Zuri infiltrated with his dad and was like, yeah, he's doing this stuff. Nakia, of course, is supposed to be T'Challa's boo. Maybe she's not there because he's dead in here. But another thing I had to pay attention to is where is Nick Fury? Nick Fury seemed to have a deep relationship with Howard Stark. And it's kind of odd that Howard's son is killed and Nick Fury isn't like, I need to look into this. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe there's not enough time to explain all that. Maybe he's going to show up in the obvious part two to this. I don't know. But um, as much as how they did Killmonger makes me want to give it a two, I'll give it a three. I'll give it a three because certain characterizations are really good, and it gets a three for Angela Bassett's character Ramonda being able to fight. That's a three, all in all of itself. So, but yeah, General Ross being dumb. A lot of characters are just overtly dumb. It feels as if Tony Stark needed to suffer, not just to become a hero, because the Watcher does say that heroes are forged in darkness and solidified through battle. I get that. It's just like everybody else is just kind of stupid. It's like, hey, we're gonna take over Stark Enterprises assets. We're gonna trust this guy just because he's a decorated soldier. People betray each other all the time. You could just calm down and just vet some things. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, it gets a begrudging 3 out of 5 from me. Did you enjoy the episode? If you honestly listen to my reviews, yeah, I'm talking to you. You heard this all the way through? Please leave me a comment. I do want to hear what you have to say. Don't lurk. No, come back. Don't lurk. Write the comment, please. As always, give me a like and hit the subscribe button. And when you do hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos just like this. Hopefully next week we'll have something fun. And hopefully they don't show us a teaser thing the day before it's supposed to come out. As always, share the video so others can hear the discussions that I'm trying to bring about each and every last one of you that watch this video. As always, I appreciate you all for showing up. Please be good, be blessed, wash your hands, be safe out there, be good to yourself and be good to others. Please don't be a jerk. Please. And as always, I will most definitely see you next time. This is the saddest Excelsior you're ever going to hear. Excelsior.